Hey, you're here with Chico in this video series of selling call options, and let's do a weekly recap from June 9th to the 13th. So, interesting week. For the most part, the stock market was going sideways, and at the end, we did have like war breakout between Israel and Iran, or at least missile attacks, and so that caused a little bit of droop, but that didn't really impact us that much. First off, we started off with AMD. We were trying to do a quick trade on them because they had a pop. I guess there was excitement about the release of the announcement of the release of the chip in the latter of the week, or maybe also the China and the U.S. tariffs. Maybe there would be some news about lightening up export restrictions. At the end of the week, they did go down relative to the beginning, but after the first day it popped, there was still a little bit of momentum on the second day, and we were hoping to make I was hoping to make a 1 day profit on it, but that didn't happen because it did carry some momentum on Tuesday, and that day I had to decide whether to stick with it and wait for later, which I thought it wasn't really going anywhere. And sure enough, we would have made money off that trade, but I gave it up, bought out the contracts on the market to pursue GameStop on Tuesday after our earnings. And sure enough, that was the better choice in this case, to take the loss on AMD, because we would made more money on GameStop in a quicker amount of time. GameStop announced earnings. They didn't really have anything spectacular, just declining revenues on their game business, and their crypto business is basically very they're basically a crypto holding company. Nothing different than like the MicroStrategy. So I mean, with that, that's not really exciting news for the street, and they got pummeled. And after we closed out our contract, they even got pummeled even much harder, down 20% the preceding day. And so then when we pursued Oracle, Oracle was announcing earnings on after the bell on Wednesday, and so we sold two contracts. We moved the strike price the strike price of the contract was at 195, and they were about, I think they were about 170ish around there. And so that was like, seemed like a pretty good, or sorry, I think 180, and it seemed like it was good amount of safety for such a large cap company that's been around for a while. But and also a lot of the news in the recent weeks with the different companies announcing earnings, and all the AI news, you would expect Oracle to have a good quarter, and a lot of this good news have already been baked in. But no, after earnings, Oracle shot up past our mark into the money, and yeah, in the quarter they basically kind of like just beat expectations for the present quarter. But what really like got investors excited was 2026 guidance, or outlook was very strong. They said, I think so. Sorry, in the minutes for their earnings transcript, which I went over. One key point I saw was they had one customer was saying, "Hey, whatever capacity you have, we'll take it all. Wherever it's located, no problem. We just take whatever you have." So I mean, that was kind of like unheard of. It's almost like giving you like, "I'll buy everything you have" type of deal, or here's a blank check. It was just like unbelievable to make a statement like that. And overall, investors, maybe we're looking for the hottest stock in the relative sense, and so a lot of money got piled back into Oracle. The next day trading, in the after hours, I thought was okay after earnings, and we looked like we were going to make some money off it, but no. After the opening bell on Thursday, it was into the money, and then I decided to try to see if there's a dip to get an exit point, and so didn't close out the contract. Went into Friday, and then the attack between Israel and Iran brought the stock market down like over a percent, around a percent. But that didn't have any impact at Oracle. If anything, more money decided to pile into Oracle for more safety. So I mean, it closed at 215, around 215, and our strike price was 195. So yeah, that was pretty. That was a painful point for us. But that was the kind of thinking behind it. Why I didn't close out a little bit earlier. I should have, I guess, in hindsight. But I mean, that's hindsight. You can't. It's hard to tell. We just stuck with what you thought was right and what I thought was right, and it didn't work out in this case. So okay, yeah, we can go to the spreadsheet and we look at the numbers and see where we're at.
All right, here's what the numbers look like. So first week of June, we had 723, and now this week, June 9th to 13th. Yeah, first we started with AMD. If we held it to the end of the week, we would have made the whole 528, but instead we ended it early and took a loss of 216. That way we can move on to GameStop. GameStop, we sold 12 contracts, 65 cents a contract, bought it back immediately the next day for 7 cents, and we made a profit of 696. Then we moved on to Oracle, and yeah, this one kind of blew up in our face. Sold the contracts at 151 per contract, 195 strike price. And then what happens is, we pocket the profit because we went to expiration. And then in expiration, we would get assigned for this this contract because it's in the money. So we would have to sell it to the buyer, 200 shares at $195 per share. So that would put us at we would pocket 39,000. However, we would have to buy it at the off the market, and it closed at 215 and 22. So that would cost us $43,044, putting us at a loss of 4,044. Yeah, that kind of hurts a little bit here. And overall for the week, we're down $3,262. So that's kind of sums things up for the week.
So that's it for this episode. Yep, unfortunately, we're in the red ink for this week. One powerful trade kind of knocked us over a little bit, but like in the past, we're going to demonstrate that we can come back from this. And for the rest of the month, we're definitely going to see if we can pull our boots up and see how close we can get it all back. Okay, catch you next episode.